Welcome to the Lone Machinist podcast, a podcast where it's just you, your tools, and the work. No team, no backup. I'm Jamie from JSpec Engineering, and every episode we're tackling the highs and lows of flying solo in the machining world.
And I'm Curt from Confounded Machine, here to chat about everything it takes to make it as a one-man show in the shop. From grinding and turning to the struggles of running a one-person operation, we're sharing the stories, the tricks, and the challenges that come with going it alone.
If you're out there in the shop grinding away by yourself, or just thinking about taking a solo plunge, this show's for you.
So throw in your ear protection and let's talk about life behind the machine.
Good morning, Curt. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing your evening, Jamie?
I'm doing well. Do you know if TPU floats?
I don't
think so. I think it's pretty dense because a piece just went into my tea.
Oh.
Because during the intro, I was busy chewing the bits off of my brim.
Yeah, I saw you using your natural side cutters.
There we go, my built-in wire strippers. I was busy just trying to get the brim off of it because TPU kind of needs the brim, but then it's got really good layer adhesion. But nice. Anyway, what you been up to this week?
Just a crap ton of production. Like the last couple weeks there, I was working on those mechs, and I kind of just pushed those aside for now. So I just doubled down on production, which has been nice. It's just like brain off, podcasts on, and just crank through pens. So I got, I think I actually did this batch as fast as I've ever done a batch. This week will just be like anodizing and putting it all together, and hopefully have them up for sale in the next couple days.
Nice.
So that'll be select. That was fun. Nice. It feels nice to get a bunch of production done, but nothing super interesting, unfortunately.
Yeah. And with that, Curt is through. He added a topic. As I say, with that, Curt's through all his topics for the week.
I'll have topics. They'll come up as we chat.
Yeah, no, they always do. No, lacquer. So you've been.
How about you, man?
Been cranking. Yeah. Also.
Yeah.
I did some fun stuff. Did the Tufnol job. Got that out by Tuesday. Ended up taking me 9 hours to do the op 2s on those, which basically pulled it perfectly in line with what I quoted. And then charged them 2 hours to clean the machine, which is great. Didn't flood anything this time. But I am going to need to add additional filtering in different places for the next run. So the next set of parts are busy being nested like the next 2 or 3 days, and then those are coming through. So I think I'm going to go buy some filter cloth, but in a thinner width, and wrap it around. So on my machine, there's a punch steel plate that is the filter between the tank and the pumps. I'm thinking of wrapping that filter cloth around it. So as it starts getting clogged, I can just pull the filter and it'll just pull around there and bring fresh filter cloth in.
Oh, I see. Just to get like the super fines or whatever. Right?
That mesh was blocking up and I was having foaming like nobody's business because my pumps were being starved. And I don't really want the sludge going through my pumps if I can avoid it. So I'm going to mess around with different solutions, but that's going to be 3 days of machining Tufnol.
Ugh.
Yeah. The machine's really well, just smells a bit funny, but machine's really well.
And this is going to be like a monthly thing for you? Or
I don't know. This is the prototype part. Hopefully, it'll be a production thing. If it is a production thing, I'll be bloody happy because it's basically just billing them for machine time. And tooling. And the tooling, I did all the parts with one set of tools. The only thing is I've got to touch off all the tools and then start running the parts, and then my tool set is out of the machine. So I don't really want to wear out any tools. So I was thinking of, if this is going to go into production, start setting up sister tools that I know I've got 3 of every tool set up, that if one starts to wear out, I can just swap in. And I think I might attempt to use the D offsets in the Siemens controller for that, or the edge offsets.
Oh, the edge offsets? Yeah. Okay.
So I might mess around with that.
Yeah. That'd be a good use case for that. Yeah.
Again, we have like 1,000 tool numbers, so I will just probably just make them different tools.
Yeah, no doubt.
But vacuum work holding worked like a bomb. I went and bought a vacuum pump on Monday morning. It was Monday morning? Tuesday morning? I don't know if I told you, but I was printing Venturi nozzles last week. Yeah. I can't remember if I'd bought the vacuum pump already.
Yeah, because you remember, like 250 watt little.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Pump. Yeah.
That thing worked. It ran for like 3 days straight perfectly.
Sick. That's one thing I kind of want. Yeah,
I've got a job coming up now, a mold cavity for the center wing of a drone that's got 14 hours of finishing.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
that's
is
a
the
lot.
full area of my machine again. So vacuum chuck. Gonna hold it down with the vacuum chuck and just let the machine go to town. It yeah.
And that's
Each one's
aluminum again,
about
or
aluminium. I'm waiting. I've sent the quote today. I'm waiting for the deposit. Then I can order material. That's all got to be done by the end of July. So I have got 31 days to go until that has to be delivered. I've got 4 different sections, 4 different molds. The big one's got 4 components. It's got a big top, big bottom, and 2 ends. And then the other ones are all top, bottom, and an end. So the material arrives for the small ones tomorrow, and I can start plowing through those. Been trying to find a tool holding solution that I can get rapidly locally, but yeah, no luck so far. And I'm scared to ask how much the Tribos stuff is from Shunk.
ooh, yeah, I think that'd be spendy.
I might just ask anyway. I'm going past there tomorrow. I might be like, just give me a price. Just let me cry. Just tell me what it's going to cost me. And buy 2 holders and the Tribos little clampy matron for running 4mm end mills because I need to run some 2mm end mills, so R1, with a 10mm length of cut to clear out a certain section of the mold.
Okay,
So
yeah,
again,
yeah.
touch everything off and then touch all the tools off, put them in the rack, and then load them in for the job, run the job, and all the procedures that come into play when you're trying to get really, really good surface finishes.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Also tapping
exactly.
in end mills and all the crap that goes with it.
Yeah.
So going down that rabbit hole with making molds on the LK. But yeah, the LK is shockingly accurate.
Well, and you'll notice it on this one because your mold is almost a meter wide, like 700
Well,
millimeters. Like
yeah,
that's
no,
huge.
yeah. I assume it's accurate over like that kind of shit. There's no way for them to measure it, so it's going to be perfect.
Yeah,
So remember, I bought those internal bore marks.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think the variation was on the dowel hole size on 21 anchor point bodies, or on the locating pin size?
So yeah, just interpolated holes.
Yeah,
I have no idea. I have no idea.
5 microns.
Oh, that's pretty tight. That's
Yeah,
pretty tight.
and the 0 to or the 8 to 10 millimeter ball mark has got a vernier scale that measures to the micron.
Cool.
Like it is
Cool.
insanely accurate, and that is over 3 days that I ran that. And that, like in the morning,
Oh
I noticed
wow.
it was a little bit smaller, and then through the day, it actually just stretched out to be exactly where I wanted it.
Oh, well, that's more impressive then if it's
Yeah,
over the course of like a large
yeah,
time horizon.
I was pretty impressed with that. So yeah, those are all now done. They're going to anodize tomorrow. I'm going to go through and visit the guys at High Tech Machine Tools, find out about Tribos tools, find out how much I want to cry, and then go drop those off, and then go pick up my shafts for the linear shaft for making the pins. That got ordered today. It's ready for collection. Yeah, heard some interesting stuff. I think we'll deal with that in the after show about the company I used to work for and some shady shit they pulled. But yeah, I think let's keep that for the after show so it's behind a paywall, just in case, because I am going to throw them very violently under the bus. But yeah, so
Oh
yeah, I
man.
don't know if you've been following all the shit I got up to this week because it's been a bit of a week.
I have had my head in the sand like an
Ah,
ostrich, and like I think I saw maybe a couple of your stories. I've missed so much Instagram. I haven't been active on it. I've just been giving
yeah.
her. So tell me for
So
the
the
people that haven't
generator
caught it.
finally ran production.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
the
you had to
level
fire it
of
up.
rage that happened on Tuesday or Wednesday morning, I think. Can't remember. Yeah, anyway, the level of rage that was experienced was quite high because all of a sudden the power went off at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, what the hell is this? We're not expecting load shedding. The app has not said we have load shedding. Turns out there was a planned power outage. I don't know how it was planned and who it was told that it was planned, but I wasn't informed of this shit. So I woken up early, was running torque splits in the mill. Power goes off. So I'm like, okay, deep breaths. Grab my jerry can in the truck, off to the gas station, fill up with diesel, put in all of $20 worth of diesel, go because it only takes 20 liters. So anyway, put diesel in the generator, start the generator, and I ran production the entire day. I burned
Wow.
$15 worth of fuel. The day
That's
before that,
bad.
I had done
Yeah.
$12.50 worth of electricity because we're on a prepaid meter. So I burned through $25 in 2 days.
Okay, so you were just
So
running like way more equipment the day before, or?
no, I ran the same amount of equipment. My
That's
generator's
weird.
not that expensive to run. It's great.
Oh,
Like
I thought.
it's not even like it's like 30% more expensive to run on the generator than to run off of our local electricity provider.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought your generator just was like absolutely
So did
horribly
I.
inefficient. Oh,
So did I.
okay.
Yeah, no, we ran the whole day um, on generator. Actually, it ended up running an hour longer because I had a job set up on the lathe that I didn't want to reset. So I was like, I'm just going to push through, let the generator run, finish the job, and then shut down the generator and change over because I didn't feel like resetting the sizes because obviously Line CNC lathes don't exactly home perfectly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, I'll just carry on running and let it chooch. So yeah, I finished off the torque splits because those needed to go to the customer that day. Like I was planning on taking them mid morning. So I had to finish that run. We turned off quickly, shot to the customer, came back, turned the generator back on, and carried on running production. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, we did 720 torque splits in one day on the LK.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's not bad. If we stretch it, we can push 1,000 in a day. Um, it's amazing what a rigid machine will do. Because I used to be lucky to get 200 to 300 torque splits off a single tool on the Slowio. I did 1,000 on one tool.
Nice. Yeah, well, I get like
That's
everything adds to it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing 20 torque splits including reload, I think was 15 minutes.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
sub 1 minute per part. And yeah, if you look at it with the parting off, it's still sub 1 minutes with the material prep up and the mill time.
With the mill, do you have it set up on like a pallet or?
Uh, it's my old fixturing. I just bored 2 holes in the threaded 2 holes that drops onto my riser. I've got 2 sets of those, so I literally swap over, hit go, and then I reload the fixture.
Okay, so you still have like an
Yeah,
offline load.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I used to have 6 fixtures, and that used to take up the entire span or the entire work envelope of the Slowio. And then I used to make 30 at a time. It used to take me about 40 minutes, op one and op two, every time I hit cycle start. Machine would stop. Within a minute, it was running again because I had a full set of fixtures reloaded and waiting to go in.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the Slowio
Nice.
made like 10 to 12,000 of those things.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we used to do 1,000 of them a month, every month for just shy of a year. And then since then, it's been slowly trickling in like 1,000 here, $500 there, 500 there. So yeah, I think we're close on like 15,000 of those that I've made.
That's a lot. That's a lot of
That's a
anything.
lot of parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now then we had
No,
another job that I can't share because NDAs and things, but that ran for 2 or 3 days on the MCO and then finished off on the mill and got shipped out last week. So at least that's off the books. And yeah, that comes
Yay.
around now. We do full supply on that. So we were running old material, and now we do full supply at least.
Oh,
But yeah,
before we stray too far from it, your generator and your like whatever like wired in power, do you have like an auto transfer switch? Like, can you flip
no,
flop live back and forth?
no.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't want. Firstly, I don't want Eskom to have anything to do with my fucking generator. They can go die.
Sure. Sure.
So it actually has a plug. It's got a 63 amp plug. It can only supply 40 amps. It's got a 63 amp single phase plug there because everything's converted to run a single phase. So I've got a phase converter for the LK. Everything else is single phase. So I bought a single phase generator that I'm not switching between doing weird shit. I've got a 100 amp changeover outside. So basically, when I start the generator, plug in the giant cable, and then hit the changeover to generator side. And then when I want to change back over, I actually flicked it live this time, and nothing skipped a beat.
Oh, cool.
Obviously,
Okay.
the mill was off, the lathes were off, but the lights didn't. Like Home Assistant didn't even know. The lights
Oh,
stayed
wow.
on. My PC stayed on. So yeah, but I don't like to do that. I'd prefer to shut it off and then switch it on to Eskom. That way,
Yeah.
if there's any phase mismatch, it's not a problem.
Yeah. 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 That can get exciting fast.
Yeah, very, very exciting, very fast. But like my work PC's on the inverter. This PC's on the inverter. all of our lights in the house are on the inverter, the gate, the fence, all that stuff's all on the inverter. So if the power drops, all that is still working. Even my
I gotcha.
internet's now on a battery backup, so the power can turn off and I carry on with my life. And then if I
Cool.
want to
I
make
getcha.
coffee, I go turn on the 20 kVA Jenny so that I can boil the kettle.
Nice. That's
Yep.
cool.
Literally,
That's cool.
number of fucks given is 0. Like, we wake up, power's off, I just go turn the generator on. I want coffee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
It's nice to set yourself up like that where
yeah,
you can get
the
around
grudge purchase paid off this week. Like, I was very
cool.
happy I had it. So, but yeah, put in 20 liters. It took the fuel from 19% to 59%, and when I was done, I was still on 30%. So, yeah, we barely used any fuel all day, and that was running the LK, the MCO, and at one stage I was running Bertha as well.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
decent
like
load.
it can run everything. No, it can run everything. I've got a 20 kVA Jenny. We peak at 14 kVA.
Okay. Nice.
And
That
that's
works.
also, I put a power meter in before I bought the generator so that I knew how much power I needed.
Right.
Because what's
Yeah.
measured is managed. And yeah, you can
Totally.
guess at what you need, but yeah, I mean, the LK is only a 6.5 kVA machine.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's small, smaller than your X5 power consumption was.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
very,
I guess,
very low power machine.
and I guess yeah, like it's not like a mill where you're hustling around a giant table. Like it's not
Well,
a ton
the
of mass you're whipping around. Oh, sorry,
well,
you're LK. Sorry.
the LK,
Yeah.
that thing's fucking shooting
Yeah.
shit
Never mind.
around.
Yeah. Never mind.
But yeah, it's only a 6.5 kVA machine. That's one of the reasons that I looked at a second one a while ago, because power consumption wise, it is the better choice. I'd rather have that than something that pulls 15 kVA, because then power supply becomes an issue. Whereas technically speaking, I could fit another LK on my current feed. I would just have to watch what runs and be a little bit, a little bit of planning. Like, don't run the lathe and both LKs because you might have an issue. But I mean,
Totally.
yeah, I also have another 20, another 100 amp service, so I can always just use that one.
Yeah.
Like, because we've got 2 services to the property, so I can always steal the other one
Yeah.
if I really
Nice.
want to. But yeah,
Sick.
so yeah,
Cool.
yeah, and then been busy chooching along with anchor point parts, getting those all through the production.
Just getting like all the most annoying ones kind of out of the way first, or
Well, the bodies is there are 21 of them. That was a good 20. I think it's just over 26 hours of machining in those bodies.
I saw that you were loading I like that you were loading the body blanks on top of an
Oh
anchor
yeah,
point, like making anchor points on the
100%.
anchor points. I was like, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah. It's at the limit of what you should be doing on an anchor point, but it works.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, that's a lot of leverage you're putting on that, but the
Yeah,
finishes look great. So
finishes are fine. It gets the finishes were looking a little bit worse towards the end, but also that end mill's made 35 anchor points now, so it can be retired. Like, not horrible, can't feel it, but I can see it, and that'll go away with the electro polishing. So I'm not too phased about that. And then today made all the pistons, op 1 and op 2, and then yesterday I worked on the pads and the grippers. I'm just waiting for inserts. My tooling suppliers, I ordered inserts like middle of last week and they haven't delivered yet. So I messaged them today, say, hey, where the hell are my inserts? They'll be tomorrow, and then I can finish the pads up, get those milled, get them off to heat treat. That's like a 2-day turnaround. It's not too bad. Anodizing is getting dropped off tomorrow, and then I still need to order the material for the backers. I'm just waiting for that one mold order to come through because I just quoted it into that job. But yeah, I was chatting to Danica today. It's like we're building up 20 of these things and hoping like hell they're going to sell,
yeah,
because we're putting a lot of resources into manufacturing them.
yeah.
But yeah, is what it is. Got to roll the dice at some point. Worst case, I'll have 20 of them. I'll stick them on the side of my machine.
Just make yeah. I mean, I guess if you have the stock already, if you have the stock and you have some open machine time, like
yeah. So like I have got a bit of time on the machine now, so I may as well quickly knock the parts out. I've got material arriving tomorrow to start that mold work, so I'm going to probably start climbing in on that. But I've still got the backers to do. I've still got the grippers, which are tedious as hell to make. It's 5 operations. Um, I think I'll set up 2 vices and do the op 1 and then all the op 2s. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, there's not that much stuff. Like I can squeeze the rest of the stuff in between. Everything that's left to be done, short of the pads, is when it's done, it's done. There's no additional processes. So it was getting the anodizing stuff ready and getting that out to anodize this week was the major thing.
The push, yeah.
Because that's going to take, like, if we're lucky, 5 days. So yeah, we will see. And then today was end of month, so all the admin stuff, chasing suppliers for payments. I'm a little annoyed. The one supplier has not paid, and as it is, they're on thin ice. So I will harass them tomorrow and say the last day of the month was yesterday. Where the hell's my money? Not that it's a lot of money, but where the hell's my money? Because they are testing my patience.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Just this is what it is.
It's one of those things. Like, I'm looking to fill my capacity with other customers' work now. Like, not really interested in their stories anymore. I bought the MCO to do their stuff. The MCO paid for itself in the first month, so if I never get an order from them again, I'm really not going to be that hard sore. It's nice cash flow when the orders come, but if they can't chase their salesmen to actually do their jobs, that's not my problem.
Yeah, I know that's my I like forgive people for a lot of things, but like laziness is like top of my list of things that annoys me the most. Like if I'm working with somebody and they're lazy, it drives me crazy. That's the one thing I just can't stand. I'm like, don't be lazy. Just do this. Like, it doesn't take that much effort. Just remember this, write it down. Just
So we'll see. I mean, these guys, they're the guys I've been doing all the printing for as well. I printed them another 10 sample housings last weekend. So I've been doing a lot of stuff for them, but it's getting a bit old. Like, I'm not willing to even drive there. Like, I sent Danica to deliver. I'm like, sorry, I got other stuff to do. It's not worth my time to get in my truck and drive there. I'll send Danica to deliver.
Are they like one of those companies? Are they one of the companies that's like big enough where it's like, oh, we pushed it into our finance department and they haven't got back? Like,
well, they've got a finance department and they get proof of delivery from me as soon as stuff's delivered. Like, literally, we deliver, they sign the paper, we take a picture, I email it to them so I don't forget. So they have all the paperwork and they issue the PO, so they know what needs to be paid at the end of the month. Anyway, they'll probably pay me tomorrow and then I'll still be sour. It just is what it is. The other guys for the molds and stuff, they pay 50% up front and then usually take like 4 or 5 days to pay the balance once they've got their parts, which is a little annoying, but that's fine. At least they pay.
Yeah.
Especially because they gave me like a shitload of mold work.
Yeah, that's nice. It's always nice to have that kind of like long duration part.
Yeah.
Go sleep.
I'm a little
go
concerned about our power stability here now. Because the problem is if we get 10 hours into that finishing pass and the power goes off, well, guess what? I sink that whole part by 0.5 millimeter and go again. So potentially, we could end up with some really, really long cycle times if we have any issues with power.
Yeah, well, time to pony up for that auto transfer switch and a big beefy backup.
Screw that shit. I'll just put fucking diesel in and run the thing.
Fair enough.
Run the whole job on diesel. Like, there's enough margin in the job that I can literally run the whole thing on the generator. My neighbors might just get a tad annoyed. But if it comes down to it, that is what I will do. Like, if there's any inkling of there being load shedding, I will straight up fill that diesel tank up and run it and just run off of the generator. Like, I think the diesel tank's got enough diesel for like 11 or 12 hours of running continuously.
Okay.
And then that gives me time to have a nap and then wake up and go and buy more diesel.
Yeah. Just keep
that's why I have the generator, is for these kind of things where work has to go out the door, and if we don't have electricity, that's not actually an excuse anymore. We live in South Africa. We never had electricity.
Yeah, exactly.
Although having said that, we've had electricity pretty much. The only time we've had load shedding since the elections last year was when the government wanted to do something and the bill, I don't know, someone stopped it. So, they wanted to increase the electricity price. And there was a whole bunch of pushback. So then all of a sudden there was load shedding for 3 days. They literally threw a fit and were like, screw you people, you don't want to pay more, we'll just turn your electricity off. It's like, come on, guys, we can see what you're doing here. Stop being little
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's politics. They're the
Weird.
best. The world has been
Yeah. No, exactly.
insane.
Yeah, I know. I'm liking it right now. It's quiet here because like school for the little people. I live in
Yeah.
kind of a school zone, so it just ended. So like my mornings are super quiet. I went to
Ah.
drop like my little ones off this morning at daycare. Dead quiet. No one's out. No one's on the streets. It's like I had to
But you
stop at the
guys have
grocery store.
a public
It's
holiday
holidays.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Canada Day tomorrow. So everyone left on like the Friday to go like on
Yeah.
vacation for the summer because the kids were off, and then it's Canada Day, and people took like the Monday or
Yeah,
the
it took
Friday
the
Monday
long
off. So like it's
weekend.
super super. So no one's here. So it's just Deadsville floating around right now. So
That's the
yeah,
dream.
it's actually my favorite thing to do. Like everyone takes like these days as holidays, so you go anywhere and it's
Yeah.
crazy busy. It's like these are the
Yeah, you
times I
stay
stay
at home
home.
and it's the
And
best.
yeah, I do the shit in town because like even with the little people, like take them out whatever to the museum or something. No one's there. There's like two people because everyone's there's
We
900,000 people at the beach, but no one here.
Yeah, we used to do that. So in December, Johannesburg gets super quiet. Well, it used to. Everyone used to go down to Durban. But the last few, since COVID, I think people have been a bit more strapped for cash. So not as many people have got away. But it used to be the case of you get on the freeway and you drive for 30 or 40 minutes without seeing another car. It was great.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
was the best. Like, I used to go down to Durban we got all those public holidays in April and May. I would take 10 days off then and go on holiday. And then December, I would stay in Joburg.
Yeah, yeah.
But now this year, my mother's being needy and making me go to Plet, which is coastal town, and going to be a total shit show in December. Because she wants my brother and I together for Christmas, because we haven't had a Christmas where we've all been together for like 6 or 7 years. So she's like, no, we all need to be together. So we are flying down to Plet, renting a car, or flying to George, renting a car, driving to Plet. It's going to be fun.
That's cool. That's
Go
fun.
shoot shit on the farm, go fishing with my brother. Yeah, should be lots of fun. Hopefully he'll be engaged by then. Like he's literally
Yeah,
planning his wedding and he hasn't asked his girlfriend to marry him yet.
yeah. It's kind of a prerequisite, but yeah.
She's planning the wedding. Her parents keep going,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
we want kids. So she's like, not till I'm married. So she
Okay,
knows my
so
brother has a ring.
she's aware of this. That's good.
She's planning the wedding. But yeah, they're a special bunch down there. But anyway, yeah, back onto the fun machining and other
Machining.
things topics. Yeah, you saw the
Yeah,
pictures of my little robot.
I did. Yeah,
The
your little
super appropriate name, Thwanker. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so I put on the Subtract Manufacturing logos because I was chatting to AJ and Jacob, and we're going to be doing a bit of cross promoting between the podcasts and whatnot. So I was like, may as well throw their logo on and hopefully drive some traffic their way from the combat robotics side of the world, because a lot of the guys there look for things to be machined, and if they can have it machined domestically, then bonus. Because currently all of their partner shops are US based.
Well, and machined well.
Yeah. So yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, because they listen to us and not Taps and Patience for some reason, Subtract Manufacturing is a competitor to Xometry, where they actually care about the shops, basically. Is the gist of it. But yeah, it's a partner network that it's all done domestically in the US. If you're looking for parts to be made, you can check out Subtract Manufacturing. You'll probably deal with AJ or Jacob. And yeah, they have shops that they can send your parts to have them manufactured. You can send through your stuff. It gets looked at by a human and quoted. And they'll send your stuff off for manufacture for you. But yeah, I haven't got talking points. He said he didn't want me to do talking points, but he's getting talking points today.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like when people kind of go out on trying to take a swing
Yeah.
at the big guy, or just try something different. Like
They're
everyone
doing something
has
different,
horror
yeah.
story. Yeah, everyone has horror stories from
The
Xometry of
competitors,
just getting parts that are made out of it's like, oh, I could have done this with a hacksaw. It's like, yeah, that's like pretty rough.
Yeah, I know they've had major QC issues with Xometry, but yeah. Anyway, so they've got it's a select partner list. They're looking for customers. They've got people queuing to join the party. They've got plenty of people wanting to be part of their network. Right now, they're looking for more customers so that they can grow the whole brand and whatnot. But yeah, very interesting, like what they're doing there. We may have one of them on in 3 episodes' time as a guest, because I was chatting to them the other day, and that did come up, but we will chat about that after the show. But yeah, anyway, my combat robot went and I ignored a key piece of combat robotics advice, which is friends
Okay.
don't let friends use screws in shear.
Okay.
And I was lazy and didn't feel like drawing the pocket that I needed to machine. So
Mm.
I lost my motor in three
Oh
out
no.
of four fights. I still won the fights because I had a keep away wedge, so I could just control the match, but my motor came loose and has
What
no threads
what
in it anymore.
what weight class was this?
Uh,
Or like how heavy was it? Put it that way.
225. It's Fairy Plus, so it's
Okay.
225 grams.
Okay. So
So I
tiny.
had,
I mean,
yeah,
shearing
small.
screws. You're still that's a lot of juice to shear
Well, it's
screws.
M2. I ripped them
Oh,
straight out of
okay.
the aluminium body, yeah.
Okay, that's
Um,
not much.
so the first match, they only went in about 1.5 mil because I didn't have any longer screws. And I was rushing to finish the robot because this robot got designed on Friday night between 5 and 6 p.m. I put a print on before I went to bed. Saturday morning, I woke up. My chiller had an alarm for an hour that I was trying to figure out. Speaking of, we need to come back to that because that I had interesting things about. Got the machine running, machined all the parts by about 10:30, assembled my robot and was ready to fight at 11:30.
Nice.
But yeah, it's got a 21-gram weapon doing like, yeah, I think it's 20 or 30,000 RPM. It's
That's
not
yeah,
not
a
exactly
lot of
slow.
energy. That's
Yeah,
a lot
so
of juice.
it can do. I ripped one of the guy's robots apart. It was great.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
my first fight, I lost the motor and then just controlled the match and pushed him into the pit. And then the second fight, I think, I ended up getting a hit. Gyro chaos happened and I ended up in the pit because that's the problem. You got a weapon, you hit the wall, you get spinning and shit happens. And then the third fight, I dismantled the robot, ripped them weapon motor off, ripped their wheel off, broke the back, nearly hit their battery. Like it was glorious. So we've actually got a order of motors now. Basically the whole community ordered motors, so we can all build spinning robots and break each other.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So, but yeah, that was lots of fun. The keep away wedge worked so beautifully because it's basically it's long on the bottom. It's got a scoop, so the guy's wedge gets stuck in it. So if I can win the
Gotcha.
ground game, they can't get to me, and then I can just
Yeah,
control
yeah.
the fight and then spin around
Right,
and
yeah.
thwank them. Yeah, it was lots of fun, and I had to make a press fit weapon because I've broken off the threaded sections on all my motors because that's how I was attaching my weapons. But yeah, lots of fun. But anyway, I ran into an issue with my chiller. So I turned the machine on. It's the coldest it's been and the earliest I've been in the workshop while it's been cold. Power on the LK and gives me a spindle chiller alarm. So open the door and let all the cold air in. Go to the back of the machine, alarm 7. And on the spindle chiller, it's I think a spin flow chiller.
Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't aware that that machine had a chiller.
Oh yes, that's why
Oh,
I run a
sick.
12K all the time.
Okay,
Anyway,
fair enough.
got a refrigerant chiller, like a freaking nice oil chiller. Alarm 7. It's got a list of alarms on the front. Alarm 7 is not one of them. So I hop on Google the part number and manual. Nothing about the alarms. And now I'm like, okay, all I can find about this on Google is that the PC board is poked. I'm like, this can't be the PC board. Like, come on. It just all of a sudden is dead and it's really cold. Coincidence? So anyway, ended up going into ChatGPT and saying, Mr. ChatGPT, I have got a SpinFlow oil chiller for my CNC machine. It's giving me an AL7 alarm. Give me solution. And it found some posts on Practical Machinist and CNC Zone about it
Interesting.
being the condenser fan. So I push the contactors and the fan turns on and the pump turns on. So I just held them in for like 20 or 30 seconds, get some heat into them, and then pull the power out, put the power back on, and working. So yeah, don't
Oh,
know.
nice.
Yeah, don't know if it was because of the cold. I reseated all the fuses, so not exactly sure what caused it, but it's working again.
Hmm.
Yeah, very
Good. Yeah.
yeah, but concerning because the machine
Concerning, but
doesn't
good.
run
Yeah.
without it. But yeah, it's been running for 2 or
Mm.
3 days since then, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just threw a spanner in the works.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, a little bit stressful.
Oh, slick. Oh, yeah. I had no idea that machine had a chiller. That's
Yeah.
awesome because then you can honk away at 12K.
Oh yeah, no, I think runs 12K all day. I just realized
Sick.
why my counterbores were a little bit off of where they were supposed to be on my robot. It's because my stock and my op 1 stock and my stock for op 2 were not the same, because I did some very, very sketchy things to make machining the wedge easier.
So you mean in the 1 hour of time you had to set everything up, you were cutting corners?
Yeah, I know. Really. Yeah, I ended up putting in. So I made it out of a piece of scrap I had, but I ended up just drawing a box to contain the wedge, so I could adaptive clear that, finish contour it, and have a square block to put in for op 2, basically.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And when I did that, it stuck over 0.5 mil. So that would explain why my counterballs weren't in the right place. But not enough that it was a problem, just looks stupid.
Yeah. Oh,
but I was pretty happy with that.
Speaking of robots, I saw something super cool. So when I was young, I lived in a small town, and one of my jobs was mowing the ditches with like a giant big flail mower, which is one of the most boring jobs in the world. But it gives you tons of time to think because you're just driving down a ditch for like miles and miles and miles, mowing grass. But the people nowadays have a cool job because I was driving and they were mowing the overpasses or the super, super steep ditches. And they can't get up there with tractors, or they're chickens, one of the two. So they have little robot tractors. So the little person was standing at the top with like a little joystick console, driving this little robot tractor up and down. I was like, oh, I would have cut my arm off for that job. So it's like a 500-pound little robot. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Have you watched Clarkson's Farm?
A couple clips of it. I haven't sat down and watched it. No.
So he's got one of those, and he loves that thing for mowing down brush.
That's cool.
They're really cool. That show is actually really, really good. Very entertaining.
I floated the idea of just because it would be so easy to automate my lawnmower, put a couple motors on it and put an FPV camera on it and just make lawn mowing so much more fun. Just sit in the garage with nice headset on and just have a drink
mow your
and
lawn that way.
Just drive my little lawnmower around. I could go drive it to my neighbor's house, mow their lawn.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I haven't mowed a lawn since COVID. I have no intention of ever mowing a lawn again.
Right. Yeah. You're luxurious.
Yes. There was some memes I saw about the South Africans farmers who all went over to the US. And it's like, you do realize you're no longer going to have someone to clean your house, right? And you're going to have no one to do your garden work for you. We've got it pretty good here. Cleaning lady was here today. Cost me $10 for the day.
That's nuts. That is so insane. That is so insane.
Oh, I must pay the garden service. I haven't paid them yet. A whole $35.
That is crazy.
And they come here once a week and mow my lawn. It's great.
But
I was actually chatting to... Who was I chatting to about this? I've spoken to a lot of people recently. It must have been...
for the sake of the podcast. I say it could be Barry for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I was chatting to John. That's who it was. We were discussing shop rates, and I was saying our shop rates are it's hilariously low, but also our cost of living here is hilariously low compared to North America. It's
like we said, it all scales. Yeah, for sure.
It all scales. Yeah, we're just even comparing just a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread here is 80 US cents.
That is so cheap. Okay, that makes sense. It adds up. Yeah, of course.
No, that's it. It's almost an order of magnitude different from here, especially fast food and stuff, here to the US. It was silly to see the difference when we were there for IMTS.
Yeah.
But also that was Chicago, which is apparently expensive.
Yeah, I hear it's spending. Well, in that time of year, everyone's just going to jack the prices. Yeah, because they know.
Hotels straight up double the price.
Totally.
Danica was looking, and they straight up double the price.
Yep.
But
just like people that want to come up here to our visit our whatever mountains and stuff like that during the summer when it's it's peak season. The price is just. If you go off peak season, everything is dirt cheap. They literally shut down. There's this one town I go to. which I mean, if I'm not going to say because I don't want to blow it up. But all the Canadians will go to like small towns. Not that
Yeah.
we're going to blow it up on this podcast. But like
Yet.
Canadians will go to different towns, and then like Americans and overseas people will come to like Banff and stuff like that because they're
Yeah.
like, oh, they read about it. And no, it's beautiful. Like, don't like if you're
Yeah.
going to go. It's beautiful. It's just also very expensive and it's very
Yeah.
touristy. Um,
It's touristy, so they rip the ring.
yeah, but then like you go there in like the off season, and like hotels will just literally shut down for like 6 months because it's like no one's going to be here. So it's like we'll just
Yeah.
completely close, and just like it's wild. But
Yeah. No,
anyways, I
that's
guess
insane.
I guess I should
But
get back to topic talk.
yes.
So,
Have you ever used pit bulls?
no, I have not. Nope.
Okay. So EJ's
Have
having
you?
some trouble with Mighty Bar pit bulls.
Mm,
I've had
mm,
similar troubles with harder materials with pit bulls, where I can't get the bloody things to hold. Um,
mm.
so yeah, I thought we'd quickly cover some anchor point workflow recommendations because
Ooh.
I obviously use mine all the time, but I have a very specific workflow that I run through there. So generally speaking, the only time I'm going to op one anything on an anchor point is if it's a super glue fixture. Like otherwise, it's going into a vase. I've got the two self centerings in a mooring point pallet, so they go onto the anchor point, but in a vase, so I can hold the part properly and go to town on it. And then my op two generally is held a little bit lighter, or yeah, though the work holding isn't always great, but we're not hogging off like a shitload of material. And if we are going to
Mm,
hog off a lot of material, we're bolting it to the pallet, like the anchor point bodies. The op one is in the
mm,
vase. The op two, it bolts in with 4 M10 bolts. That thing is going nowhere.
mm,
And then you can go to town. Because yeah, I use it. I use the anchor points more as a almost disposable work holding method. Like the pallets are cheap enough that I can make a pallet for a 1 off or a 5 off or something. Kind of treat it
mm.
like soft jaws almost, where I machine a pocket with a clamp, and then I know where the part is, and I can do my machining up. But yeah, EJ and I have been chatting because he's been battling with the pit bulls holding stainless on his pallets. He's now got
Right.
talon the talon grips as well.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know, it's either not getting enough force or not indenting into the material.
I say, can you do like the fifth axis trick of just like squonking it in like build a fixture just to basically like
Well,
pinch your
I said
parts?
to
Like,
just put it in a vase, do your op one in a vase, and then you've got the bolt holes to bolt it into op two on the. You do 3 at a time for op two
yeah,
on the anchor point, but he wants to
yeah,
do
yeah.
op one on the anchor point. So I said to him,
Mm,
you need to tighten those pit bulls, put a piece of plate behind them so that they actually a little further forward, so they bite properly. Because I think
sure. Yeah.
the dimensions might have them that when you tighten them all the way down, they're not actually digging into the material because they are the knife edge ones. So they should actually
Okay.
indent. And if they indent,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
thing should go nowhere. But
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I know, I was speaking to someone and they're saying they took the dimensions off the Mighty Bite website for their pit bulls, and it leaves a gap behind the pit bull. And I'm like, what? It's meant to be touching that back wall.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Hmm.
It's a bit weird. I know I messed up some geometry on my ones. I ended up putting a 2 millimeter shim behind them, aluminium shim, just so that they would actually clamp the way they're supposed to clamp back when I used to use them to do my the mag bases I used to do. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
still do, but now I just do them in self-centering vases, 2 at a time, and knock
Yeah.
them out
Yeah.
that way. I used to do them, I think, 3 at a time on a fixture and then have an op 2 fixture next to that. So I'd run every time I'd cycle start, I'd get off 3 finished parts. But then your
Mm-hmm.
material prep conditions got to be right, because if the material comes in and is a little bit too thick, then or a little bit too thin, your pit bulls don't grip it enough, and then it throws apart, breaks the end mill.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the pit bulls. The last
Yeah.
time I tried to use them, I threw a piece of 7075 and destroyed the end mill on the LK.
Yeah. I haven't played enough. Also,
Yeah,
I don't. If I throw things, I would
yeah,
be like, "Owie!" Like
yeah. No,
it's not
you're
gonna
not
damage
exactly.
anything in my world. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I
you're
could
not
catch it.
exactly doing huge
Yeah.
things.
No.
But
No
yeah.
big boy work. Yeah.
So now the important question is: are
Mhm.
you making screws for these pens?
For these pens that are going out, they are going to use up all the remaining stock of screws I have because they're like lower price pens, and like I said, a batch of them is going to a company. Um,
Yeah,
but all the other ones, I hope I hope I don't have to place order for screws anymore. Like, I have a gang of them ready to go. I have like 16 different little tools. I did a bunch of different tool paths and operations. I'm just keep plugging away.
Okay.
I have to make it work. I want to make it work because I'm sick of
Yeah.
buying screws. They're not that expensive, like they're $3 or $4 each, but it's just like one of those things where it's like, oh, I hate spending, like
Yeah.
$1,000 on screws, and then just like I can make them, and yeah. I mean, are they any cheaper now? No, they're definitely not cheaper, but still,
Yeah.
it's just like I can do it. Like, so,
No, fair enough.
yeah,
It's one of those things that you want to do it. You probably
yeah,
shouldn't, but you want to.
yeah. When I think I can do it, I'm gonna try like air blast. Like, I have a bunch of things where I'm just gonna sequentially try them, just so I can try
Yeah.
to narrow down which one it is. I was listening to the Business of Machining podcast, and actually, I think it was Foot Pedal Jones who told me on Instagram that he's like, possibly maybe you're starving your screw, like your ball screw, because like it's moving,
Yeah.
30, 40 thou for 5 to 10 minutes in one little spot. Um,
Yeah.
so I might just try a little, like, come out of the cut, move to the edge of the
Move.
pallet,
Yeah.
move back, and then keep honking. I don't think that's the issue.
No, it
But like,
shouldn't starve in a couple minutes. Like if it's doing it for an
uh,
hour, then yeah, it's going to starve it. But
yeah.
yeah,
So
because your
just
oiling cycle on your machine should be like 40 minutes or so.
yeah, I cranked it down to like, I think it does it every half hour or so. But yeah,
Yeah.
and the screws are dripping. Like, anytime I look,
Yeah.
like I'm burning more oil than it. But whatever, it's gonna extend the
Yeah.
life of everything. So yeah, so there's just a couple things, but the
Converting
same
your
thing.
cell to an oil machine.
It basically is. Yeah, I know. I should skim the oil off and then pour it back in. And oil's cheap, so it's way cheaper than ball screws. So I just
Yeah.
freaking flood the bitch.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I don't know.
100%.
There's like, I want to put all the changes at once and see if it works, but that's like,
Yeah,
it's
but you
not
know better than that. What's it? It's the difference between what's it? It's the difference between playing around and doing science. It's taking notes.
totally.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
see what? Yeah,
exactly.
take notes and see what works.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, oh, okay,
Mm.
let's try these. And I mean, that's perfect, because those are things I can. That's the exact use for your pallet. That's the whole
Yeah,
reason I wanted your pallet, is because it's tedious loading up. Like, let's say I want to put a pallet of 100 screws on. Stupid annoying to load up. But
yeah,
if it runs for like 6 hours, I don't
that's
give a
fine.
shit.
Yeah,
Like, it takes me an
exactly.
hour to load. Like, I'll throw a podcast on, load them up. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So.
today I was running. I've got a pallet for running the piston, the op2 on the pistons for the anchor points,
Mhm.
and that pallet, I don't even take it out the machine. I load it in the machine because it's consumable work holding to me. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's why I have it. Makes life easy. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, optimizing stuff until it's annoying.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
even
Exactly.
the backers, same story. I've got a pallet for them. I have one pallet. I didn't bother making a second one. I think I might make a second one this time because they're a bit of a mission to load, and it has to come in and
Mm.
out. But yeah, I can. That's been consuming my life. I don't know if you saw the pictures of the racks up or the video I posted today. I laser
I
cut some
have.
racks for my locating pins.
No, I have not. I have not seen that.
Oh, okay. I like the design. I think it's
Yeah.
spiffy. Um, Let me just quickly, yeah, doing shit on the podcast as always. There we go.
Do, do, do,
Yeah,
do.
do the
I got.
singing.
I got to.
Do the
I got to get
singing.
my soundboard up so I can put all the
Hang on,
Jeopardy
there we go.
music
I
in.
will do the loading thing.
Do, do,
Instagram
do,
direct.
do,
Dun,
do.
dun, dun, dun. There you go. Go look at that quickly, Kurt.
You're sending me.
Professionalism at its peak.
Jamie shared a link with you. What are you showing me, Jamie? What?
No, I'm just busy reading things. I sent you a story.
Oh, I see. Oh, those are pretty. They're just like
Yeah,
big laser
laser
cut.
cut. Yeah, super
Yeah, those are
simple.
nice. Yeah.
Because I've got to go
Yeah.
pick up all the material for that tomorrow, so I'm going to be machining those, and then I want to just straight up stack them. Everything's built in batches of 20 or 25, all my
Nice.
racking, because then I can always just scale up relatively easily.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah,
oh
same.
yes, we skipped over my number one thing for the week.
What is this?
Always have spare jaw bolts for your chuck.
Jaw bolts.
Yes, to bolt the jaws onto your chuck on your lathe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see.
was changing them over and I stripped a bolt and then machine stands.
Oh, okay.
So I could go get bolts. Yeah, always have spare bolts. But I was running the K110 landing pads. So those now, tomorrow they're going to get turned around. I'll make soft jaws, and then I'm going to leave .15 this time, not .5, to make
Mm,
grinding easy and quick.
fair enough. Yeah, that seems like
Yeah,
a smart
so
idea.
yeah, it seems like a much better plan than leaving half a millimeter like a moron. But yeah, that
Living.
actually went pretty smoothly. I did all the material prep, then I did all the op 1 and 2s. I had some 13.5 millimeter U drills that they didn't work so well in aluminium for some reason, but they ran beautifully in K110.
Oh,
So I started off
nice.
by pushing a 14.2 hole into
Hmm.
the piece of K110, no problem. And then, one set of inserts ran off all 22 of the pads that I was making.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so pretty happy with how that works. My WNMG inserts did not appreciate it because I was doing 300 SFM,
Yeah.
surface feet per minute, because that's just the RPM I was running at. And then obviously it dips down as you get closer to the center. But yeah, it
Yeah.
did not appreciate that at all. Ooh, before I
Yeah.
forget, we need to call out our lovely Patreons who make the wheels on the podcast go round and round. Thank you to
Mm.
Jade from Benchmark 20 and Luke from Fantastic for being the top tier Patreons. There's also a list on the website of all the Patreons in order of which they joined. Um, and on said website, you can find the companion guide for all the dumb words I like to use, as well as links through to the merch store and through to Kurt's and my stores. So yeah,
Yay.
check it out there.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're not quite at the time
Almost.
where we need to wrap it up yet, but have you been Googling things, Kurt?
I have been Googling things. I've been thinking about more things that I've been Googling. Most of my Google search history is kind of boring. Actually, one thing that was kind of fun is so I talked about last time how on those little mechanisms I was working on, the resin
Yes.
parts were just kind of
Oh,
craptastic.
yes.
Like the
Machining
tolerance was
resin.
kind of, yeah, it was kind of all over the show. But I realized what I might try, even though I have like a bunch of weird plastics and titanium, and I am going to make titanium versions. I'll probably make Delrin versions. What I'm going to try, just for giggles, because it's not going to cost me anything,
Yeah.
is I'm going to print some of the resin ones oversized uh,
Okay.
on the critical features, 10 thou oversize on both sides, and then I'm going to machine it. And I want to see how, because the resin I have is it's a resin for machining, like it's for tapping,
Okay.
drilling, like you can. So I'm going to try machining it and see if that solves my issue, because that would still let me build a very like cost effective little widget. Um,
Yeah, you've just taken a little bit off of the critical faces.
Totally, yeah, and it'll go into soft jaws, and the soft jaw can be basically like it can flip flop on it, so it's not a
Yeah.
problem. It self indexes just by its geometry. So I think that might work. So I'm going to try it and see how it behaves, and
Okay.
that would let me still build a like a cost effective unit, because I kind of everybody that was interested in it, I just asked them all. I'm like, hey, what would you pay for this version or this version? And like
Yeah.
I got the gambit. Like I got everything from, I was like, okay, well, there's literally more money in just the material in there, to like, that is so much more than I would ever have considered selling it for. So it was useless data, but it was
Yeah.
still nice to know. so, but yeah, I'm curious to see how it is, how that works
Yeah.
out. So I might try that just
Okay.
for,
Yeah, if you
that's kind of a
want,
fun project more than anything.
I can send you my car line clamp files, because then you just machine a pocket and then pop two car line clamps that just you're not holding with a shitload of force instead
Yeah,
of making soft jaws. Like, it's a super easy way to hold it.
that might work. I'm worried about like marring the surface. So that's the only reason I'm going soft
So
jaws is so
you machine the car line clamp to the same profile.
I guess that would be no different than like a soft jaw is only
Yeah.
going to bite on at the most 2-3 points anyways.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. That's a good point.
So literally, that's what I tend to do is I machine up a bunch of the car line style clamps, and
Yeah,
then like I needed longer ones for a certain job. Generally, I'll push on a flat surface, but there's no reason you can't put a custom profile, and then you machine a
totally.
pocket in for your part, and then just put your two car lines on the side and you drop it in, and it just
Yeah,
pushes it against the edge. It might be an
yeah,
option instead of going the whole soft jaw route.
it'd be wise. If I could
Yeah.
suck hard enough, I could just suck like you're machining resin. You're like I could hold it with my fingers,
Yeah.
like. But I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it. I'm not doing a million of them right now. So even if it took me forever just to try the
Yeah.
few, I can test with it, because I know, if I know me, I like to sink a crap ton of time into making something efficient for production, and then be like, oh, this doesn't work with shit. So it's like, okay, well, I just wasted a
Yeah.
week. Like, so
So
try
yeah,
not to do
speaking
that.
of resin prints, I needed wheels for the robot, so I quickly modeled
Mm.
up in 1 millimeter increments, 5 different wheel sizes, threw them on the printer, and printed out 4 sets of those in like an hour, and there we go, wheels sorted.
Cool.
Yeah, I freaking dig it. You just push it straight on, size for size, fits the motor shaft with a little bit of force, doesn't come off. Yeah, resin printers
Nice.
are magic, like straight
They
up
are.
magic.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
if you're
Say if you
gonna,
would,
yeah, sorry,
if you,
if you're gonna machine those, I'd say cut a pocket and just gently hold them in the pocket with some press stick.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I should probably do that.
like even if you make just
Yeah.
a little clamp that just holds them down,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Exactly. That's all I would need. Just
it's
like,
not a lot of force you're putting onto them.
no, I could literally use a glue stick and just glue them to a piece of, like, there's going to be no force. It's taking 5-10 thou of resin off a part. Like, it's going to be nothing.
Machine a
Yeah.
pocket,
So
hot glue it in, and then put isopropyl to release the hot glue.
it's not a bad
There
idea,
you
except I
go.
think the hot glue would make it too tall. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah, and there's
thousand ways
yeah,
to skin a
there's
cat.
a million ways to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the good old one. Ask 10 machinists how to do something, and you'll get 11 answers.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah. No doubt. It's just like we all have our go-tos.
Yeah, no,
So.
that's it. Everyone has the way they prefer to do it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
So,
let's see. Well, you tell me what's in your Google search, and I'll see if I find anything
okay,
interesting that's in mine.
that's fine. Wordle, we're on, I think, 15. Trying to buy a
Ooh.
servo for my combat robot still.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why I was looking. Oh, I was looking at Tunnel to calculate shipping rates. Got some door updates for my workshop. I was looking at a air compressed air dryer, just for shits and giggles, trying to find white any cubic ABS like resin. Was looking up
Mm-hmm.
the DMC2 because someone said they were getting one for free or something, which is the Serif machine. I think we'll rip into that in the after show as well to not cause too much crap. Then looking up my spin flow chiller, trying to find a manual. Danica
Mm-hmm.
trying to show me the ugly website she's been working on. I know these people are like, we want the website to just show the people what they want to see. Danica's like, the website is not telepathic. Like,
Oh, okay. It's
yeah,
someone
I
else's.
build them.
I thought you
No,
were
no, not
throwing
ours.
massive shade at like
No,
something
no,
we're
no.
working on.
No. She's doing web development, so yeah,
Gotcha.
she
Gotcha.
subcontracts to one of her friends' dads or whatever. But yeah, these people are fucking clowns. Basically, she's built them for 14 hours now and said to them,
Hmm.
"This, what you want, is not doable in WordPress, and it's not doable by me either. So
Mm.
here's my build. Go somewhere else." Anyway, looking at PVC meat, I call them meat curtains, like freezer curtains, those clear PVC strips.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one where I used to work to the EDM room because it was airconned. I want
Mm.
to put a fourth rail on my I-beam in front of my, well, that is my door. Put a
Mm-hmm.
fourth rail with one of those on that's about 1.5 meters wide so that I can
Mm-hmm.
open the door, pull that in the way, can see through it to see if someone's in my driveway, but won't let air through. Like, it won't let a breeze come into my workshop because it's freaking cold right now. But
Right.
also, when I aircon it, I can see outside and not lose all my air conditioning.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking into that. Also, the insulation for my door arrived, so I need to start installing all the insulation because temperature and sound, because I'm going to be running all
Mm.
night long for multiple
Yeah.
days. So I thought, let me not be a total utter thundercunt and insulate my doors.
That's my favorite. I haven't heard that one in a while. That one's
Yeah,
one of my
that's
favorites.
one of my favorites. No, I try not to be a dick to my neighbors, except for the one. He deserves it.
Yeah, no,
But yeah,
same thing. Just being good fences build good neighbors, and good soundproofing builds good neighbors. So
yes. Or beer.
yeah,
Beer builds good
yeah,
neighbors too.
beer helps. Yeah, beer. Yeah,
Yes. But that's
exactly.
only with the two that don't need a big fence.
Yeah, cool.
So what have you been goggling?
Okay, so I've been goggling. I came across one thing. I mean, some of it is just like podcast audio related jargon.
Nice.
Actually, I was looking at it's a thing called a virtual audio cable because I'm trying to splice. Like when I record on this microphone, we put the raw audio into Zencaster, which isn't honestly
Yes.
all that great. Where I have processed audio that goes through here, but it's in the computer, so to get it into Zencaster doesn't like to. It's kind of limited in what you can do with it. So there's
Yeah.
a virtual audio cable where I think I can pipe the good sound directly in. So hopefully Danica can have cleaner
Okay.
sound to edit. It's, compressors and all that jazz on it, which Zencaster does. But anyways,
Yeah.
so yeah, lots of Googling on that stuff, trying to get that playing well. And something I think Civil Machine on Instagram. He
Mm.
listened to the last podcast and he's like, hey, he's like, if you're looking at lathes, he's like, have a look at Smart Lathe. I'm assuming just by looking at it, it's an overseas manufacturer of lathes, but they have a Swiss,
Smart, as in smart with machine tools, or
just smartlathe.com.
okay.
Um, just
Oh yeah, there we
literally
go.
with the, and
Smartlathe.com.
so he sent me,
Yeah,
he had a quote on like, it's basically like it's Swiss style. It's not like a sliding, uh, like not a bushing. It just like, and it's not
yeah.
even,
The
it's
turret.
sliding
Yeah,
headstock or whatever you call it. It clamps and it doesn't free move the bar. But the pricing on it was just like really good. So I was like, ooh, and it was like y-axis, like live tool, maybe not y-axis, but live tool c-axis, with like 4 live tools, 4 axial tools live, and then a bunch of turning tools. So anyway, the price was really reasonable. So I've been looking at them because they have Swiss machines as well, and just more out of curiosity than anything. I think most of the controls are like Syntec controls, which,
yeah.
but
No,
they have
they've
like
got options for Siemens.
I'd say they have a Mitsubishi and Fanuc on the
Oh
Swiss
yeah,
version that I've
yeah.
been
I
looking
see
at.
that.
So I might shake their tree and just kind of get a quote just to kind of see. I don't know if I really would want a Swiss machine without a ton of local support, but curious to see what the price would be, anyways.
Yeah. You also. Yeah, I'm looking at this now. You're a bad. Oh no, this is a guard bushing one, like full on guard bushing. They're Swiss ones.
The Swiss one is, yeah. He was showing me
Yeah.
their like their SL one, which is it's basically like a chucker, but it's kind of like a half measure between Swiss and chucker. It's like a really small chucker. Um,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen these guys online.
I think it was on the gang. I think it was a SL.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
the
looking at
SL
SL.
something
They've
or
got
other.
SL36, SL25.
Yeah, they're cute little A's. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
kind of
this is
interesting.
a problem. I need to not look at this webpage. So I was looking at
Yeah,
something very similar from Sino, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
a
Okay, yeah.
Chinese manufacturer that is brought in by WD Hearn. I was
Mm-hmm,
looking at
mm-hmm,
one when I was at Machine Tool Africa.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm looking at their drill tap series now. This is a problem. Why do you do
Yeah, no, they
this?
got they got neat little things. So it's kind of
Yeah.
I think I came across them a while ago and I was like, oh, cool, and I just kind of totally spaced on it. So I'm glad he sent me the link on it,
Yeah, I'm
because
looking at
they're
their high
interesting.
performance because obviously. But anyway, okay, let's stop looking at things on the podcast. Yeah, no, very, very cool looking machine tools.
Yeah, and they're gray, which I mean, are
Yeah,
like whitish gray, which kind of matches everything else I have, which is a consideration for me.
really, really,
I,
Kurt. Is that a
I like
consideration for you?
it is. I like things that match. Yeah, I do. If I'm going to spend a bunch of money on a machine, I want it to match. I want it to be.
No comment. I'm
Well, like
assuming you moved. I'm assuming you moved your camera, not your SAL.
yeah, it's sorry, yeah, just a little twisted,
Okay,
but
there we go. That makes me feel
yeah,
better, Kurt.
like
I don't
listening
like
to
change.
the Henry Holster episode,
Yeah,
where he was like talking about how like they could have optioned their machine instead of that like blue,
yeah,
like
the
this.
orange.
Yeah, he could have optioned it to
Yeah,
orange, and I was like, I mean, no disrespect to whatever he wants to do, but like I would have done that in a heartbeat. Like I don't care. I
yeah. The
want
problem
it to
becomes
match.
resale then, because then it's some super special,
Sure,
like,
sure,
yeah,
but yeah, it's like at that price,
yeah.
like wait the extra and get
Their
it paint matched. Like,
their
but
latest episode was very interesting.
I love those guys. Yeah, they have
The
great
one from this
podcasts.
morning. Yeah, they went into detail on their Pearson went into detail on the vacuum generator unit and whatnot. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, vacuum pump's great, right? Until it gets full of epoxy. I'm like, that is
yeah,
why you have a vacuum trap.
yeah. There's always
Also,
around it for
my
sure.
vacuum pump I bought cost a quarter of a VPU.
Yeah, yeah. I
I'm
know
like,
it's the yeah.
if it dies, I go buy another one. Like, I have two of the Ardenov stores within 20 minutes driving distance. So I
Yeah.
just go pick up another one and carry on with my life. But yeah,
Well, and
interesting.
we were chatting about like the VPU that they make, like the vacuum they're pulling on it is impressive. Like that
It's
is a
really impressive.
ton of
Yeah.
vacuum that they're pulling. So
And
anyway,
also only
man,
only point 0.8 CFM is really impressive.
yeah,
Um, but
yeah,
that's point 0.8 CFM of compressed air that I need to give this thing. And yeah, it
yeah.
makes sense because if Venturi vacuum sucks up a bunch of coolant, guess what? It shoots it out the exhaust. Whereas a
Mm-hmm.
little vacuum pump like I've got currently, it's going through there and aspirating oil into it. Also aspirates oil into my workshop, but I don't really give a shit about that. There's bigger sources of aspirated oil in my workshop.
Your lungs will filter it. Yeah.
Exactly. My machine flings
Yeah.
coolant all day. Bertha was I was running my soft jaws, which are giant and flat, effectively a fan at 2,000 RPM.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's bigger sources of sticky shit in the air in my workshop than a little vacuum pump.
Yeah. Yeah.
But lungs are great
Cool.
at filtering that stuff out.
Yeah, that's what I thought for a while too, and then I decided I should probably not kill
Oh, what's
myself
happening
slowly in here.
with your Mr. Ways?
Ha! That's me trying to pay literally thousands of dollars to my Canadian distributor. So if anyone buys a Sile machine in Canada, just be aware that the distributor is kind of interesting to deal with. He seems like a
Okay.
nice guy, but I'm like, do you want your company to die a slow death? Because like I'm literally trying to pay you like $5,000 and
Yeah.
you're just ghosting me. It's like, and every time I shake his tree, he's like, I'm sorry, I'll get back to you tomorrow. And it's like a week
Oh,
passes
yeah,
and
getting
I shake
quotes
his
out
tree.
of people. Yeah.
It's just like, I'm trying to give you money. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just trying to give you money. It's like,
Yeah.
how are you going to survive? Like, weird,
Yeah, there's
weird, weird little cat.
way too many of those in the world.
And
Be
he's a
busy.
single operator shop. It's not like it's a giant. Anyway, I don't want. I
Yeah.
don't want to throw more shade at him than that. But yeah, if you don't want to take money from people, enjoy starving. Like,
Yeah, pretty much. That is a pretty accurate statement there.
yeah. Well, that's like I said.
Yeah.
That gets into my pet peeve of laziness. That's all it is just
Yeah.
laziness. Like, and
No,
that
100%.
infuriates me. And infuriates me. Yeah, just don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Oh, and now I'm
So,
all fired up. Let's do the after show so I
yeah, we'll
can
do after
rip
show
into
shortly.
some.
Yeah, so, um, yeah, what are you up to for the rest of the week or for this week?
This week I have 2 more operations to finish on the little mill, and then machining is finished. I can just do cleaning, buffing, anodizing. I'm going to do a whole host of colors, so I'm kind of excited because I get to play with just colors. And if it doesn't
Yeah.
come out well, I can just change the color, which is no pressure. And I'd like to get that done end of this week so I can get it build, so I can kind of roughly call this, June's sales.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I got on the books really. And then getting screws up and running so that I can have something where I can just throw on the machine and then go to the park or something, so I can feel like I'm
Yeah.
being productive when I'm not in the shop. So yeah,
Nice.
it's like the 6th week of me trying to get that up and rolling. I've had tool holders just sitting looking at me being like, you bought me, stupid, make it work. So
Yeah, I might buy a tool holder tonight, a DC collet holder, and see how it works. Or just use
I
the ones I have and tap the tools in like it's really not the end of the world. I
say
just
it this
like
rate,
fancy shit.
I should just send you mine. You can try it and then send it back, and I probably still won't have touched it.
Yeah, no, we've got, yeah,
How about you,
I
man?
need
What do you
to.
have to do
Yeah,
this week?
I am busy pushing through all the anchor point stuff. So we've pushed back the estimated availability date to the middle of July because I've still got to wait for 1 or 2 things to come in from China, the slide valves and the pull studs. Because if I buy them locally, they are quite literally 6 times the price of what I can get them from China,
Mm,
and they are identical. Same box, same
yeah,
everything. They're bringing them in from
yeah.
China. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, so we're busy buttoning up anchor points. Going to be starting on some of the mold stuff tomorrow when the material arrives. Got to take anchor points to anodizing. Quoting on more Tufnol. Yeah, busy week in a
Exciting.
nutshell. And then get to deal with Titans of CNC's stupid course where they made round pots. So now I have to make a set of round soft jaws, which is annoying as fuck. I might be a dick and just dovetail the material for op one so we can hold it in one of my small vases. Do the op
Mm,
ones and then right at the end make round jaws and do the op twos on 3 different pots.
mhm.
Because it's that's the plan right now. Is we're just op oneing everything and then we'll make custom soft jaws and just burn through all the stupid shaped parts at the end. But
Fair.
that's going
Yeah,
pretty
fair.
well. I leave Carl to crash my
That's good.
machine. He's
That's
so
good.
far hasn't. He did. He plunged a drill in at I think 1.5 meters a minute. So the machine
Ooh,
stalled
okay.
a little bit. It actually drilled the first hole and then he paused it. So then we fixed the feeds and speeds there. I think he had just left the default ones from Fusion, which are 5,000 RPM and 1,000 millimeters a minute,
It's
which is a
cooking.
little bit
Yeah.
on the fast side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just we fixed that and then other than that, he's been cracking along with those.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so I'll see him tomorrow night, I think. I was actually phoning because Danica wants to go to a different quiz night tomorrow night. So
Ooh,
then we'll have to postpone it. Why am I
fun
being
stuff.
called on a group chat with Danica and her two friends? This is why my phone is on silent. Ignore. I don't need to speak to those weirdos. Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. We're now going to go to the after show and what are we going to talk shit about? Oh, yes, my old boss. We're going to go talk shit about my old boss. Thank you very much for listening. And yeah, we will see you next week with some hopefully more on track machinist related things and less waffling about whatever the hell we waffled about tonight.
Take care, all.